Hey guys, it's Karen from Art by Karen E. Haley. I'm just here to show you how I set up my camera for recording a drawing. So basically, obviously, I don't usually record on the bed, but my desk is in another room and my webcam is, it has to be attached to my computer, and I'm not going to move my entire computer in there when this is much lighter. So, anyway. Before I get started, I am 6 months pregnant, so I'm going to sound breathy because I don't have a lot of lung capacity anymore. I'm kind of a tiny person, so I don't have a lot of body cavity for my growing infant to fit into. So anyway, this is a setup that I use. It's really basic. I don't know why I'm using a weird accent. This is the setup I use. Basically it comprises of these, 4 main components. This is the cookie cooling rack that I use. I think that's what this is. And I basically just have a pipe cleaner wrapped around some of the grid wires, and then I have my camera stuck in between there. If that makes any sense. I'll give you a closer look. This is the pipe cleaner, obviously, and I just have it wrapped around so that it fits the camera pretty snugly, but is still loose enough for me to slide the camera out if I want to. If I wanted to go somewhere, take a picture, I can still use my camera. It's not permanently stuck here like if it was with tape or something. And I did use Velcro strips in the past, but this stuff is a lot more reliable because it's just a pipe cleaner. It doesn't come undone if you've twisted it tight enough up here, which I've done. Twisted it really nice. Basically, I have the camera attached, and then I just make sure that it's facing, if I was to hold the rack this way and take a picture, it would take the picture upright, not upside down, because I don't really like to have my videos filming upside down or whatever. So that's a personal preference. I mean, there's some people who prefer it to be upside down, but I don't like mine to be upside down. So basically I've got the cookie rack, the pipe cleaner, the camera attached via the pipe cleaner, and then sometimes if I'm recording something 8.5 by 11 size, like this drawing, which I know a lot of you have been asking me about, so there's a preview, I have to have it up on these plastic things, and I'll show you what they are. They're just basically these 72 set Copic box lids. The 72 marker case lids for the sketch markers. There, let me scoot this back so I can set it down. That's basically what it came off of. The Legend of Zelda stickers are optional, of course, but totally awesome. So that's, oops, break my case. That's really how I set it up, but I did used to use stacks of mangas in the past, and those work too. They're a little bit easier to adjust the height, but since these are both the same size, it's a little bit nicer. And also, since I have 2 of them, it's just, pretty easy for me. I actually don't even have enough markers to fill up 2 72 case markers set boxes, but yeah, these are all the markers that that are actually working right now. And then the rest of my markers, this isn't even half of my markers. The rest of my markers are completely kaput. they're not working anymore because I don't have any refills for them. So yeah, it kind of sucks. But that's really how I do that. And then I'm going to show you how I do this grid lineup thing. And I already recorded myself doing this. But I do this basically so that I know where my recording frame is, because anything outside of this red box is going to be out of frame. And I just line the camera up with that red rectangle, and then I can start filming away. And when I turn my paper as I'm drawing, I can tell if I'm drawing out of frame, because it drives me nuts when I draw out of frame and like color a whole bunch of an area without recording it, and I'm sure you guys get pretty frustrated by that too. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I mark that up. It's pretty straightforward. You could probably figure it out yourself. If you don't want to watch it, you don't have to, but yeah. That's pretty much how I set it up. Okay, so once I'm ready to record, I usually turn the camera on like this if I have a fresh sheet of paper underneath my main drawing. I usually do this so I can keep the picture in frame. I take a red marker. I just use red because it's easier to see for me. And it's kind of like a warning color. And then I take the ruler and line it up with the top of the film's frame from what's recording, you know? And I just mark a big red line. And sometimes it's not quite even because I'm using the brush end. But that way it's not really in the film. But if I go past that, I can see that I'm drawing out of frame. And this piece of paper, I think, is 14 by 11. It's really crappy paper. I do not like it. It's really bad with markers. Anyway, I find the edge on all sides of the camera. I don't normally record myself doing this, but I just draw lines on all sides. Sometimes the camera like automatically zooms in a little bit, which really irritates me because it's not very helpful. I'm not sure why, but my camera has like tracking on the video or something, and so it will track where my hands are a little bit, and it'll move, which is helpful and not helpful at the same time. But anyway, these red lines on all sides really help me to keep track of where the drawing is. And with a large drawing like this, it usually doesn't matter anyway, except that obviously you can't fit top and bottom in here. So the lines going horizontally are really helpful with something like this, because that way I know if I'm drawing out of frame. And I really suggest that people try this, because it can be kind of frustrating to watch a video where someone's coloring up here and you can't see what's going on. And I am very guilty of that, which is why I try to do this before coloring. Oh, another thing is that this grid will cast a shadow if your lighting is right directly above it. But if you have it kind of set back behind, like I have my OttLight flexed back behind here when I'm recording because it's flexible, so I can move it where I need it to be. But yeah, that way there's no shadow from the grid or the camera. And I hope this is helpful. I'm not really sure if you can still find these things because they're kind of outdated, but because now the cookie sheets that I see have like 5 shelves and like adjustable legs and stuff like that. So hopefully if you want to find one of these, I would look in the thrift store, but hopefully you can find them, because I've tried to find others in case this one breaks or something, and I have not had very much success yet, so anyway. But if there's any other way that you guys set your cameras up, I'd like to see it, and you can just leave that as a response to this video, and that would be really helpful, because that way people can get an idea of other ways to set up their camera. And I'm starting to run out of breath, so I'm going to end the video here.